everybody, so in this video I'm going to show you how to sculpt an acrylic nail freehand. So what you need in front of you will be your cuticle pusher, push back your cuticles, your nail file to remove, it's a very light one, so to just remove any oil or lightly buff up the nail, so prepare it for an adhesive, your sculpting form, which I'll show you how to use this in a minute, your acrylic brush, your bonder or primer, acrylic liquid, and sculpting powder. You can also use any kind of acrylic, but sculpting powder is specifically designed for a sculpting acrylic nail. So, and also you need a pad for wiping your brush to clean it. So we have already done one here. So this is what our sculpting acrylic is going to look like. And we're going for a little bit of a coffin shape, not too long, not too short. And this is done in a very soft light pink because we're going to put some art and stuff over the top of it. It's quite thin, as you can see, because we are going to add some more layers. So I am going to show you how to do that now. So I've pushed back the cuticles and lightly buffed the nail, and it's prepared. We're going to apply our bonder primer. This works like double-sided sticky tape. Very important when you're using acrylic or gel. Some gels like Sculpture, you don't need it because it has it in it to apply, so it's like a double-sided sticky tape basically for the enhancement and your natural nail, because our natural nails always produce oil, natural oils. It can loosen the bond in the acrylic and or gel, and it'll make it lift. So very important to use that. Some primers, bonders can be called a dehydrator, like the SNS. Their prep is actually alcohol based, and I use Sculpture gel, so I don't use a bonder. Okay, so first step, got all of our stuff ready and we've prepped our nails. So just move this aside. And we're going to get our sculpting powder, acrylic liquid. Now, most important step is applying your sculpting form. So this is just a normal sticker one. You can get reusable ones. I prefer these ones because you get a better shape with them, to be honest. So you're going to pop out your little sticker and you're just going to place it underneath. It gives it a bit more support, and if you wanted extra length on top of this, you can pop it near the end so it extends out. I've never had to do that. Okay. Breakaway, the dotted line is for tearing, and that's going to help support around the sides. You want to give it a little wiggle at the end just to give it a good rounding shape for your natural shape for the nail. So we're going to just gently just slip it under and make sure it is snug with your free edge. So pinch a little bit here and then stick it. Okay, so now we're going to go pinch at the end and stick it, and depending on what sort of shape you are going for, some people like that really wide square shape, so you can actually, before you apply it, just fold these sides out. This is a good shape for stiletto, and it's also a good shape for coffin because you've got that tapered in look. And we're going to go, I've got this one for a good size, so we're going to go roughly to that third line. second or third line, and we're going to buff that down anyway. So that's nice and stuck to the nail, as you can see. So on the side, you can see the side, if you can see there. All the way around. Okay, so I'm going to show you from this angle because this is a little bit easier for me. Okay, so you're going to firstly just make sure your brush is clean as always. Give it a good wipe. I've been doing a lot of glitter, so I have had a little bit of glitter in there, and if you're going to do a natural sculpting nail, you definitely don't want to have some glitter in there. Okay, and this is a really easy way to do the French too, but I'll show you that in another video. So, wetting our brush just gently, not too wet, not too dry, and we are going to grab a medium size ball. Depending on your brush, I have size 8 Kolinsky. If you can see that ball there, and we're going to pop this ball on the free edge. So it's not too wet, it's not too dry. Now you need to be fairly quick when you're working with acrylic. I use speed dry because I like to sculpt rather than using plastic tips. So most of my sets are all done with sculpting powder. Some people don't like it, it's very fiddly, but I'm very old school and I love it. I would probably prefer to do this over the tips, but some people prefer the tips, which is fine. And make sure you're wiping your brush so you don't get a build-up of acrylic in it. And now we're going to just work the sides in, because we want to have a tapered shape. We're going for a bit of a coffin, not stiletto, not square, bit of in between. So as I said, we're going to that second or third line. You can see we're going to square it off a little bit. Doesn't really matter so much if you're not squared off so much, because you're going to file it anyway. It's more working to the sides, making sure you've got enough acrylic there. Okay, so we've got our free edge done. Now, because this is quite flimsy now, so we're going to just put, I work with a lot of acrylic and colours and glitter and stuff, so you need to have a bit of a base like anything. So I'm going to put another ball just not too close to the cuticle, but just up here, and we're going to work it around and then sweep it all up. A bit more of a smaller ball, but not too small, if that makes sense. And you're just going to pop it just in front of that other line that you just did, just above the free edge, and you're going to work all the way down, just gently patting it and pushing it. And then we're going to sweep it and working around the sides. Make sure you get all the way around the matrix as well. So and you don't want to create a, very important when you're working around the cuticle, not to create a lip or a like a bump, because that will create lifting and it'll build, you'll have this big built up of acrylic here when you apply your next couple of layers with your art. Any bumps, just gently push them down and work them in. And that's it. Now, if you feel I get some clients that prefer a really nice curve, which you can do later on down the track. This guy, it's got a bit of a curve, but you can always apply a little bit of a bump there, and then when you apply your next couple of layers, just be very careful and in blending. So this is our sculpted nail, and when this is dry, which this will take a few minutes, and then we're going to tap it like this one, and you can hear that little clicking. That means it's hardened. The acrylic and the liquid bond together, and then it's a big explosion, and then it takes a few minutes, and then bang, it's hard. So acrylic doesn't take too long to dry. That's why sculpting is so easy, and I don't know why more people don't do it. And then once so you can easily just go to the next one, keep doing that one, go to the next one, do the other hand. By the time you're finished this hand, come back, and these will be all ready to be buffed. So simple. Make sure you clean your brush, always, very important. I don't clean with brush liquid, I clean with the acrylic liquid because it is the best liquid to clean with. If you are a little bit fussy, I'm not going to say slow, but if you're a little bit fussy, it is better to get a brush cleaner, because your brushes won't last so long, and it's very important to clean them in between customers. So this should be almost dry. Not quite yet. We want to hear that tapping. It's a little bit soft. So when this is dry, we're going to remove this little form, and then I can show you our base. So we'll let this guy dry, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, now it's been a few minutes, so you can hear this tapping. That means this little guy's ready, and you can see it's already sort of come away from the sculpting foam. So we're just going to give a little pinch. You can reuse these on the next finger. You don't need to do this, but this is just an easy way for me to show you how to remove it. So give it a little pinch, and it's come away, so we're just going to peel it off. Easy. Good length. Now we just need to file and shape it, just because I am going to add some colours and some art, etc. So we're basically just going to shape it. And on the sides, hope you guys can see that. Very carefully just giving a good shape. If it does go down a little bit too far or gets a little bit stuck to the skin, make sure you use a file that you've removed the sharp edges of too. Very important, otherwise you will cut. So just give it a little wiggle, just very ever so gently. You don't need to be rough, and if it won't come away, don't force it, because you will create a cut doing it that way as well. So just going to give it a very gently shape, because we want to go that tapered look. Not so much coffin, but kind of coffin, a bit of in between. So we're just doing the sides, we're not doing over the top because we're adding our second layer. You do not need to prepare it. It is got the acrylic on it, it's ready, it's bonded for your next couple of layers. Sorry, just need to. And I like to work my file around just to get those sharp edges off. So that is our second nail done. So it's very easy. You can see underneath it's very natural. There's no build up of acrylic, just a little bit of dust. They are quite thin, guys, because I am adding some funky new stuff to it on my next video. So keep an eye out for them, and if you have any questions or if you'd like to see any specific designs, drop a comment, let me know. Happy to give anything a go. I have so much nail art here. I've just walked home from the salon, so I was actually thinking maybe an ombre with some butterflies, and this beautiful mood acrylic that changes in the heat, so it's like a sunset, so it goes yellow to orange because it's so cold in my room at the moment. It's orange. So that's my sculpting nails. Please guys, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button so you get notified of all my videos. If there's anything you want to see, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you.